Well, hello everyone. Welcome to the stream for today. I have a special guest here, Joy Smith. She is the founder of Joy Organic CBD oil, and I will let her introduce herself and talk a little bit about her products, and then we will talk about the benefits of CBD.
Thank you, Autumn. My name is Joy Smith, and I am one of the founders of Joy Organics. I have been married to my high school sweetheart for 33 years. I have 4 amazing adult children, and I have 6 grandchildren. Our products are amazing CBD products, full spectrum, organic, and no THC. And I know we'll be discussing the benefits of a CBD product today, but I'm very proud of our products.
Absolutely. And I have here one of your products, the tincture, the natural tincture here, 500 milligrams. And I've been taking it for, I guess, probably the past few weeks. And it has been really good. And I have to say, the taste of it compared to other hemp products that I've used, it actually tastes like hemp seeds, which I use every day. So it has that flavor as opposed to the other ones that I've had, which is very bitter, and it's not a very pleasant taste. And what's so interesting about your product specifically is that it doesn't have any THC, which is quite a hard find as opposed to other brands. So did you want to briefly talk about like how that process came to be and why you chose to have THC free?
Yeah, absolutely, Autumn. Personally, for myself, I actually have kind of an adverse reaction to THC. I knew that I didn't want to have THC in our products. And so when we were actually researching out manufacturers, we were looking for an organic product, a full spectrum product, and a THC free. I also wanted to target children. And we do have a lot of parents buying for their children with bipolar, ADHD, sensory perception disorders. And I think being THC free, we attract those who don't want the THC. And, I'm in Colorado, Autumn, so if you want THC, you can go anywhere and get it.
Yeah.
But you don't actually need it to be beneficial for health reasons.
Yes, absolutely. So that brings us to what the benefits of CBD are. I know I found CBD about 2.5 years ago. I was having a lot of health-related problems. I was having chronic pain, and it was very hard to function. And I was eventually diagnosed with fibromyalgia. That was my diagnosis.
Okay.
And I was trying to find things that would help, and I had tried turmeric, which was supposed to help, and didn't really do much for me because the issue with fibromyalgia is that it's not related to inflammation. So that was what it could help with. I also found magnesium, which helped somewhat, but the most beneficial thing I have to say was the CBD. And when I searched it up, I was very confused why it was legal, because to me it was like, all the information I found, it comes from marijuana. I mean, most of the states here, marijuana is not legal. I mean, there are plenty of states that they are now, but when I discovered that, it felt very awkward for me to buy my first product because I felt like I was doing something illegal, despite the fact that it was legal. So CBD has been very highly beneficial. So what is your knowledge about CBD, and how can it help someone with whatever problems that they may have?
Yeah. So CBD is short for cannabidiol. It's a compound that comes from the Cannabidiol genus of plants. Ours doesn't come from the cannabis plant, which is where we get our marijuana. Ours comes from what's called a PCR hemp plant, phytocannabinoid rich hemp plant, which for us, our plants are high in CBD, very low in THC, and then we completely extract the THC.
Oh, nice.
But we have what's called endocannabinoid receptors in our body. So your question was, how can it help?
Yes.
Different people with with different issues. The CBD, when we take CBD, a full spectrum product like our product, it works with our receptors that are already in our body. If things are off in our body, whether we have fibromyalgia or environmental issues or stress or inflammation, what happens when we take the CBD is our receptors grab onto that CBD and try to make our bodies go back into a homeostasis state. So whether you have inflammation or anxiety, works with our neurotransmitters. It does break the blood-brain barrier. So when we are under stress, when we do have inflammation, our receptors are shut off. And when we take the CBD, a full spectrum CBD product, kind of opens up our receptors for our bodies to do what they're supposed to be doing.
Yes. And I have to say, just researching the amount of benefits of it, it almost seems like a cure-all type of thing, because there are so many benefits.
That's so true, Autumn. If you Google any ailments, any problem, any medical situation that you're having, and CBD, you can find benefits of CBD for that issue. And, we can't make any claims. I can't say it's a cure-all. Mm-hmm. But I've had so many I'm working in the store, and I have so many great testimonies of, A to Z issues and the benefits people have had with our CBD products.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, it really is just absolutely amazing. Like, I take it before I go to bed, and it certainly helps me sleep a lot more. And my grandmother, she has, she will often get like restless legs syndrome. And she's not very good at sleeping a lot of times, but she takes the hemp capsules, and she's able to sleep throughout the night. And not only that, any kind of pain that she has, I mean, her pain is related to arthritis. It's not able to fully get rid of that, but it does help lower the severity of that, and it helps her sleep. So it is quite impressive, and it's not just like a placebo type of thing, because I've given it to other people as well, and it makes them feel much more relaxed and calm. And that's from all the information that I've talked about here on my website and YouTube channel. I'm all about anxiety, talking about how to overcome anxiety and depression and any sort of mental health thing. So it can greatly benefit people who have anxiety as well, and that's like one of the biggest things here. So I know I've taken it for, it's helped with my anxiety as well, because I had so much anxiety many, many years ago, and I worked on a lot of that, and then taking the CBD product was kind of like the final thing that really, really helped. So it's been absolutely wonderful for that. And anyone else watching this, you can certainly try that for anxiety if you have anxiety. And an interesting question that I got the other day was, someone was afraid of trying the CBD and it making their problems worse. So do you have any knowledge about people who take a CBD product and some symptoms get worse? That is pretty rare, but I have heard of that. Do you have any knowledge of that?
Autumn, I would say I don't have any knowledge of that. And honestly, I haven't heard that happening. I have heard of different reactions to the CBD. And what I was told is, if you have a reaction like nausea or, something that doesn't go along with a CBD product, because it's actually used for anti-nausea, that your receptors, it's almost like a detox, and your receptors have to go through a process to receive fully the CBD, and it might take a little longer for the CBD product to work. So I would recommend to your listeners to continue to take it for a couple weeks and see if there's a change in a bad reaction.
Okay. Yes, and for anyone who's watching this who would like to try her products, I do have a coupon code for you. If there's a link down in the description, and you can use the code AUT10 to get 10% off your product. And they have a variety of products. I'm presently using the tincture here. They have different flavors of the tincture, so you can certainly try that out. I know a lot of people were very interested in some sort of natural remedy. So this is a great one, I have to say. Now, also, since you are all your products are THC free. Yeah. I also know that you have like lab reports on your website, which is absolutely great. And anyone can view those lab reports and see the types of cannabinoids in your products. Yeah. Also, you mentioned full spectrum CBD, and that would be, I guess, the CBDA, and I think there's another CBD. So besides just CBD, what is also some of the benefits of like the other ones, like the CBDA?
Yeah. So the only thing that we're really missing is the THC. So we're full spectrum because we have CBD. That's our main ingredient. It's, I think it's 85% of our product, but we also have 100 plus other cannabinoids and 30 plus terpenes, flavonoids, and the fatty acids are all kept in there. So that what that does, it gives you an entourage effect. It actually makes the CBD work better.
Ah, nice. Okay. Because I know from other brands that I have bought, and they have lab reports on their site as well, most of the time they will have separate products for CBD and then a full spectrum CBD. And obviously the full spectrum one costs more, and it still has the THC in it.
Right.
And as I said, yours is quite a rare find because there is no THC. And that is what I really could get behind with your company, which I think is what makes it great.
Yeah.
We have a question here from Danny Lee who says, is this in Mexico? Okay. It says, I want to take meds, but I'm very afraid. I think something natural would help me. So I'm not sure the legal status in other countries. Are you familiar with legal status?
Yeah, and right now we're not shipping. We do ship to 50 states, Autumn, but we're not shipping to other countries right now.
Okay.
So, you know, if they came to the States, that's a different thing, but we're not shipping to Mexico.
Okay. So I'm sure at some point you may have that, but yeah, right now.
Absolutely.
And that's very related also because you're a brand new company that just started this year. Is that right?
That's right.
And what was interesting about your company is you actually have a store for your company.
Yes.
And the store is located, you have 2 stores from what I'm aware of, right?
We just opened our second store, and I actually have somebody here in town training to open their store, which would be our 3rd store in the Chicago area.
Nice.
Yeah. So we're in Fort Collins, Austin, and then we will be opening in Deer Park, Illinois. A soft opening a week from Monday, which would be the 19th of this month.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah, I don't know any other hemp company either that has an actual store. So that is great as well. And if I lived in that area, I would certainly come and visit for sure. But unfortunately, but yeah, that is quite impressive. What made you want to start the store as well?
It was a big piece for me. Just starting our company, it felt like, I don't know, I don't want to say legitimize our company, but there's a lot of companies online, and you don't really get face-to-face with people. We felt like the store was going to be where we actually could get face-to-face with people to really hear what was going on, to hear the issues that people were having, to be a place where people could come and actually get educated on CBD. I mean, we have a chat on our site, but it's different to actually be face-to-face. And for us, that was a big piece we wanted to do, was to be available, to be face-to-face, to educate the consumer.
Yes, absolutely. Because that's kind of why we're doing the stream here, because a lot of people don't know about CBD. And they're not really familiar with it. Same with me 2.5 years ago. I had no idea.
Right. And there's a big misconception that it does come from the cannabis, the actual marijuana plant, and that you have to have THC for medicinal purposes.
Yeah, and we have a question here from Jasper that kind of touches on what we're talking about right now, and that is, since it's THC free, is your product considered a legal alternative to marijuana for people who live in a more conservative state? If not, what alternative would you suggest? And thank you very much, Jasper, for the super chat.
Yeah, yeah. I would say to Jess that we can ship. It's free shipping to all 50 states, and CBD is an awesome alternative to THC.
Yes.
You don't need the THC for the medicinal properties of the CBD product.
Absolutely. Now, THC in itself can have its own medicinal properties as well. Like there's studies about it helping with certain types of cancers, but CBD can also help with other types of cancer. So it all depends on your situation. Like some people who have a really aggressive form of cancer, they may not really benefit as much with just CBD alone. They may need to have THC, or maybe the opposite. Maybe they need high THC. So it all depends on your personal situation. But for general use, I say CBD is like a supplement almost that you should take pretty much every day, because it really helps your body, as you mentioned earlier, form like a homeostasis and get in the right in like the right way. So
yeah,
it's an absolute amazing thing.
That's right.
So how has it personally helped you? How did you first discover it, and what major benefits did you see after starting to take CBD products?
Yeah, so it really started with I was having sleep problems, probably stepping back for 2 years. But I had just come back from a trip to Africa. I was gone 3 weeks, 3 different countries, just a lot of travel, and I was exhausted. And my oldest son came to visit me, and he asked me if I've ever tried CBD. And so this was in Florida, we actually went to a store and got some CBD. And that night, I slept through the night, which was pretty crazy for me. On that trip as well, I hurt my shoulder, and I got some cream with CBD in it, and it helped the pain in my shoulder. And that kind of started the journey into, okay, there's something to this. My son was already researching CBD as a business from the business aspect. But our family has always really been into health and wellness and looking at an alternative approach to overall wellness. And like you said, Autumn, I think everybody should be on CBD. I feel like in 3 to 5 years, CBD will be like a vitamin C or a fish oil, where we'll just be taking it for overall wellness, where right now, it's like we're on the defense. I got people coming into the store because of anxiety and pain and inflammation, or they can't sleep. But I feel like we're going to get to a place where everybody's going to be taking it. But
yeah, absolutely. And go ahead.
2 things that I didn't expect. Yes, I'm sleeping through the night, which is awesome. Yes, I'm getting pain relief from my shoulder. But 2 things that I didn't expect. I had leaky gut, and I was never actually diagnosed with IBS, but I had symptoms of IBS. And when I was on CBD for about 6 weeks, it was kind of like a wake-up call. I didn't have to run to the bathroom all day long. And
wow.
So it is healing my gut, but also I feel like it's balancing my hormones, where I would wake up in the middle of the night, with my having to take my blankets off and on all night long. I'm sleeping through the night, and I'm not having those hot flashes.
Yes, I have heard about that as well. And I have to say, I think it's helped me as well with like a hormone regulation.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Now, I have to say also, it escaped my mind when you were in the middle of talking there. I forget exactly what I was going to say, but yeah, that's absolutely great how much it has helped you with those problems that you've had. Yeah. I also use a cream as well. Pretty much. Oh, that is what it was. I remember now. CBD has certainly become very, very popular. Just ever since pretty much when I started taking it, like back 2.5 years ago, it wasn't really as big and popular as it is now. Now, I mean, I hear all the time all these different companies starting out with CBD, and it's quite amazing. Because back when I started, there were only like a handful of companies, so there are a lot of new companies coming out. Also, it's becoming much more mainstream as well, because I even see it in stores now. 2 years ago, it wasn't. I didn't see it in any stores. You had to buy it online. So that is great as well. More and more people are discovering it. But the one downside is that it is quite pricey.
Yeah.
So that is the one unfortunate aspect of it, because it's not a cheap product. So for everyone to take it, especially those who may really need it, who may have limited income, unfortunately, it becomes kind of hard to do that. So that is why when I buy a product, it is expensive. Well, it depends. Like, you have a variety of strengths, so you can buy the cheapest strength. I think it's like $30 is your cheapest tincture, and you can save 10%. Again, use the code AUT10 to save 10% off of that. But you have a very high strength as well. I think it's like a little over $100. Usually what I tend to do is I like to buy a very high strength one and then maybe do a very small dosage throughout the day. So I'm getting a high amount, but I'm using like less of the product, so it ends up lasting for a while. So I don't actually use, like, this is about 30 servings if I took the recommended servings, but I tend to not use that much because I found the right dosage for me that works best. If I take too much, it tends to not really do much of anything, or it makes me feel overly tired. Whereas if I don't use enough, it doesn't really do much of anything. So I found that right dosage for me, and that's what everyone has to experiment with.
That's right.
Yeah, but I mean, you see hemp things all the time now. There's hemp body wash and shampoo now. There is, I've never seen hemp toothpaste, but that's an interesting product idea, CBD toothpaste. Maybe a good, I've never actually seen that.
Maybe we need to come up with that.
Yeah, I've never seen that. I have seen suppositories. I have seen like gummies and candies. I've seen vape products. There is a vape product on your website, I see. So, you know, you have also animal products on your website. And what are some of the benefits with it helping with animals?
We've had great success with our pet tinctures and our pet treats. And so it's going to work the same way on our pets as it does on us. So for pain, inflammation, anxiety, we do have some pets that have cancer, so it's, you know, relieving their nausea so that they can eat. I feel like the biggest thing that we see is in older pets with, let's say, arthritis or hip issues, where they're acting like puppies after they have the treats. They have more energy after they have the treats or pet tincture.
That's awesome.
So that's pretty cool. Yeah,
that's absolutely amazing. And it can even help like older animals as well if they have, you know, just they're struggling with pain, or like sometimes older animals will have like an arthritis and they can't really walk very well. It can certainly help with that.
Yeah, exactly.
We got a question here from Jasper. As a businesswoman, what difficulties do you find marketing your product in a world where prescription medication run rampant? And what advice would you have for those who suffer from addictions?
Yeah, so Jasper, I would definitely say that this is a great product, especially for people with addictions. We have an affiliate of ours who is buying our products white label and putting their label on it, but she has a clinic for people with addictions. And so she's getting them off of their drugs and onto our CBD products.
Nice.
And I mean, I would love to see, I mean, we have such an issue with the opiates in our country where, you know, these drugs are just being prescribed left and right, and people are getting addicted because they're getting relief, that you can replace those kind of drugs and get the relief you need from CBD.
Yes, and it can certainly help as you mentioned, get people off of those other addicting products.
Exactly.
Yeah, and unlike those prescription medication, the opiates and everything, CBD has really no negative side effects.
No negative side effects, and it's not addictive.
Yes, and that's what a lot of people don't understand as well. I mean, marijuana, including the THC, isn't chemically addictive. Now, I've talked about how you could be psychologically addicted to it and the feeling that it gives you, but unlike something like alcohol and tobacco, which are chemically addictive, you could essentially stop CBD at any time and you won't have any sort of withdrawal symptoms.
That's right.
Yes. And our final main question here, and then we can answer some of your questions here from the viewers. What are your thoughts on the ban of the DEA trying to ban CBD products? Have you heard about that?
Yeah, well, with the Farm Bill it's still on the table right now, where CBD would be a Schedule 5 drug, so it would be listed as like an aspirin or a Tylenol. We're really hoping that's going to go through for everybody's benefit. Like I said, Autumn, I feel like everybody needs to be on a CBD product for overall wellness as a preventative, not after, we have issues or pain or inflammation or anxiety, but just for overall wellness. So we're really hoping that goes through by the end of the year.
Ah, okay, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I remember, I think it was about a year back or so, someone had mentioned that the DEA was trying to ban CBD products. As I said, they were saying that it was never legal technically, and it just didn't make any sense to me. I was like, I sure hope not, because it's such a beneficial thing, and like some other natural substances, the government does try to ban those because it is taking away the profit of some of the other pharmaceutical drugs.
Right, exactly.
So that is a unfortunate thing there. So if anyone has any questions for Joy or me, certainly ask them now. We will answer a few of your questions. I want to thank everyone for joining so far and learning about the amazing benefits of CBD for pain, anxiety, and all sorts of other things. And if you would like to check out some of Joy's products, she has a wonderful lineup of products, and you can, there's a link in the description you can click on, and you can use the code AUT10 to get 10% off your order if you would like to try them. Okay, so if anyone has any questions, we will answer them now. Yeah, that was the bulk of it here. So I do want to thank you very much, Joy, for joining here. And are there any final words as maybe some questions come in here?
Yeah. You had mentioned that we have the vape and that you've heard of suppositories,
yes,
and gummies, and just as an FYI for your listeners, as far as bioavailability of a product, vape is number one.
Mm-hmm.
Vape is the number one way to receive it. And I know there's some stigma around the vape, but if you have anxiety or you have chronic pain and you want instant relief, the vape is the number one way to receive the CBD. Suppositories, vaginal suppository, rectal suppositories would be like number 2 and 3. And then our soft gels and tinctures would rank after that for bioavailability.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people come into the store and ask for gummies, but on a scale from 1 to 10 for bioavailability to receive the CBD, 10 being the least effective, the gummy is 10.
Wow.
But people ask for them all the time. But the vape is number 1.
Yeah. And
then I would recommend our soft gels and our tinctures.
Nice. So I think maybe people like the gummies because it's like a little sweet snack, so you're not really thinking about getting, hemp and CBD, so I think it's just interesting. And there's also a new drink, like some sort of drink I've been seeing advertisements for coming out with CBD in it. So CBD is going to be everywhere.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, so we have a question here from Joseph here. Is there a guideline on dosage regarding age or height?
No, and for what I have, the research I've done and the information that I've received, especially from our chief scientist, there is not a dosage based on weight. I have an 8-year-old child who's taking our product, and he's taking 2 of our soft gels a day for extreme ADHD. And I take 1 soft gel, and I'm 5 times the size of him. But 1 is enough for me, but he needs 2. So it's not really based on weight or age. It's really the need, and everybody's body is going to receive the CBD differently. So I always recommend, I saw you had your tinctures, the 500 milligram. I always recommend people starting low, and you can always dose up. See how you do with a lower dose.
Yeah.
And you can always dose up.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, as we mentioned earlier, it's all about your specific case and how much you need for whatever ailment that you have.
That's right.
Yeah. So some people may require more, other people may require less. So if you start at a low dose, you can see how that affects you, if it does much of anything. And then if you need some more, then you can order a higher dose. And yeah. I think that was all the questions for now. So I want to thank you so much, Joy, for joining here. One final word, if you would like to check out her products, we have a list of products right here. I have the little booklet here of all the different products. So yeah, you can certainly check out her products on her website, and you can use the code AUT10 to get 10% off your order, which will help if you just want to try it out and see what it is. And the cheapest product you have just on your entire website is the lowest strength tincture. Am I right?
Yes.
Okay, so if you want to start with a lower dose, then that would be the best one to start with.
Yeah, that's right.
Any final words, Joy?
Autumn, I didn't talk about, I just formulated a skincare line that should be coming out in the next couple weeks. That I'm super excited about, with CBD in it. And as you probably know, CBD is a better antioxidant for our skin or our bodies than A, C, or E. But I am very excited about the skincare line with CBD in it.
Wow, that's amazing. So like body lotions and creams and...
It's for your face. So I've got a face serum, an eye serum, a day and night cream.
Oh, nice. And would that be on your website, Joy Organics?
It will when we get it. I'm hoping 2 weeks.
Oh, nice. Yes,
yeah.
That would be fantastic. So yeah, you can certainly check that out as well. So again, thank you very much, Joy, for joining. And you can check out her website, and you can use the code AUT10. All the information is in the description. And thank you so much, and I will catch you all later, okay? Bye-bye, everyone.